Have you ever wondered how a seemingly weaker force can challenge, and sometimes even defeat, a military superpower? It's not always about having the biggest army or the most advanced technology. Often, it's about thinking differently. Welcome to the world of asymmetric warfare, where ingenuity, unconventional tactics, and the element of surprise can change the course of history. Today, we're diving deep into the innovations that have allowed smaller, less equipped groups to punch far above their weight. Let's start with the classic image of asymmetric conflict, guerrilla warfare. The term itself, meaning little war in Spanish, was popularized during the Peninsular War in the early 1800s, when Spanish partisans harassed Napoleon's supposedly invincible army. But the principles are timeless. Think of the American Revolution. The Continental Army, facing the disciplined redcoats of the British Empire, couldn't win in a conventional head-on fight. So, they adapted. They used hit-and-run tactics, ambushes, and their intimate knowledge of the local terrain to wear down the British forces. They didn't have to win every battle. They just had to outlast their opponent, making the cost of occupation too high to bear. This strategy of bleeding the enemy has been a recurring theme. Fast forward to the Vietnam War. The Viet Cong and North Vietnamese army faced the technological might of the United States. Their response was a masterclass in asymmetric innovation. They developed an incredible network of underground tunnels, like the Chi tunnels, which served as living quarters, supply routes, and surprise attack launch points. They used simple yet deadly booby traps made from bamboo and other local materials. These tactics weren't just about causing casualties. They were about psychological warfare, creating a constant sense of fear and uncertainty for the opposing soldiers. The jungle itself became a weapon. But it's not just about hiding in jungles or mountains. Modern asymmetric warfare has moved into cities and even cyberspace. Urban warfare presents a whole new set of challenges. In places like Mogadishu or Fallujah, conventional armies found their tanks and air power were less effective in the tight, complex environment of a city. Insurgent groups used this to their advantage, turning every building, alley, and street corner into a potential ambush site. They blend in with the civilian population, making it incredibly difficult for a conventional force to distinguish between friend and foe. One of the most significant innovations in modern asymmetric warfare is the improvised explosive device, or IED. These homemade bombs can be made from common materials, from artillery shells to fertilizer, and can be triggered by anything from a simple pressure plate to a cell phone call. IEDs became the signature weapon in conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan. They are cheap to produce, easy to conceal, and devastatingly effective. They not only cause physical damage, but also force massive changes in military doctrine, vehicle design, and patrol procedures. The multi-billion-dollar development of MRAP's mine-resistant ambush protected vehicles was a direct response to the low-cost, high-impact threat of the IED. It's a perfect example of a simple, asymmetric tool forcing a superpower to spend immense resources to counter it. Technology, however, is a double-edged sword. While superpowers develop stealth bombers and aircraft carriers, smaller groups are now leveraging consumer technology for military purposes. Look at the rise of commercial drones. What was once a toy or a tool for filmmakers has become an eye in the sky for small units. Groups can now conduct surveillance, direct artillery fire, and even drop small explosives using cheap, off-the-shelf quadcopters. This gives them a level of situational awareness that was previously only available to major military powers. This democratization of technology is rapidly changing the battlefield, making it more transparent and more lethal for everyone involved. Another key area is information warfare. In the age of social media, the battle for public opinion is just as important as the battle on the ground. Asymmetric groups are incredibly adept at using propaganda. They create slickly produced videos, run social media campaigns, and spread their message directly to a global audience. Bypassing traditional media gatekeepers, they can frame the narrative, recruit new members, and demoralize their enemies, all with a laptop and an internet connection. This is the new frontier of psychological operations, where a viral video can be more powerful than a bombing raid. So, what does this all mean for the future of conflict? It means that the old metrics of power, the number of tanks, ships, and planes, are no longer the only things that matter. The ability to innovate, adapt, and exploit an opponent's weaknesses is becoming the deciding factor. Small, agile, and creative forces can use their understanding of the local environment, culture, and new technologies to create a home field advantage anywhere in the world. From the ambushes of the American Revolution to the drone-dropped grenades and viral propaganda of today, asymmetric warfare has always been driven by human ingenuity. It's a stark reminder that in any conflict, the most powerful weapon is the mind. It's about not playing by your enemy's rules, but creating your own. The future of warfare won't just be fought by soldiers in uniform, but by engineers, hackers, and storytellers. The balance of power is constantly shifting, and it's these asymmetric innovations that are tipping the scales. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the tactics and tools that have changed modern conflict. If you found this interesting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.